Hey there folks, Redshirts here with a Steam Deck tutorial / informational video. As most of you know, some might not, but as most of you know, there is a kind of ranking system on SteamOS to see how well a game might run on Steam Deck. There is unsupported, as in it's either not tested or it doesn't work. There is playable, which means it works with some caveats. Be it on-screen keyboard, small text, or any other things that might be in the way. And then there's Steam Deck Verified, which are basically promised to run semi-flawlessly with a certain graphical setting, that is. The problem there is with this, any Steam Deck Verified game basically runs, so that's not a problem at all. But when you go into the playable or even unsupported categories, there's so much unknown variables, not because it doesn't work per se, but a lot of times because it has not been tested yet. And then that's why there's this video, which is basically me showing you how there's another option to look at your own games in your Steam library. Unfortunately not in the store, as I will show you in a bit. To see if they work on a Linux distro, which also means that Steam Deck is almost certainly included. How well it will work on a Linux-based operating system. So let's just hop into the video, shall we? Well, first I'm going to show you how it looks in the Steam Deck without having the Proton database installed. Well, you see the images here. It's an unsupported game. Before we had a supported one, and you see the yellow check marks as in playable but not perfect. You can see it in all the games you have, but if you go to the store, same, you have a Great on Deck page. If you go to the store home, you have to basically open up all the games. Like, let's see, we're going to scroll down here and just pick one at random. This one is unsupported, which doesn't mean it doesn't work. It is just not tested completely most of the time. Same for, let's see what we got here. What game? Oh, Alice Mantis Returns. There we go. Is playable, but again, not perfect. Mostly because of probably some text-based issues or something. So what you're going to want to do is go to your settings, go to System. And then you see here in the system settings an option to enable developer mode. Clicking is not working. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it with my keyboard. Just a sec. There we go. Alright. After you've enabled developer mode, you're gonna scroll all the way down the page to developer. Adoy. And in developer we're going to be looking at one specific option. Let's see, on the miscellaneous, there we go, the CEF remote debugging option. Do keep in mind, turning anything of this on, restarting, if you turn any of this on, you give the plugins access to parts of your Steam Deck, so be careful. Alright, then we go and switch to desktop. I said be careful, by which I mean do at your own risk. Alright, you open up the command of the console as a terminal. Make it bigger so you can type. What you're gonna have to do first is set a password for your Steam Deck, because the second, so PSSWD, the next step you're gonna have to do requires you to have put a password into place. So the next step won't work if you haven't done this part. Alright, then you're gonna paste a big chunk of text in here. I'm going to put that chunk of text down in the description of the video, so don't worry. And then you press enter. Does a thing, and then you press the password for the deck. Let me type it here. Alright, type it. Alright, again. There we go. Alrighty, then we wait for a bit. There we go. Installation complete. Then we just exit the terminal, the console, like that. And return to, there we go, gaming mode. Then you use the options button or the quick settings button on your Steam Deck. Let's see, press it, come on, work with me here. There we go. You have an extra option downstairs there. Called Decky, and there's a little store there. There's a lot of plugins here. Again, you can roll all you want, and of course, all at your own risk. One we're talking about right now, let's see, where is it? Oh, but there, pull up, where are you? There we go, Proton DB badges, or Proton database badges. Yeah, making sure I had the latest version here, and install. And it comes up right there on the Decky, on the, yeah, well, the Decky Quick page. Alright, I've installed some more, but we need the Proton one. You can change the badge size, of course, change the badge position, not really that important, but if you now go to one of your games, on the top, in this case left, you see a ranking it gets for Linux distributions, Linux systems, how well it runs, gold, platinum, there's bronze, silver, the more the higher the number, or the higher the rating, the better it should work. Also, there are some Steam Deck verified options and Steam Deck reviews on some of these. Some don't have these yet, so if you run a game on Steam Deck and it doesn't run as planned, let them know through the clickable badges as well, because it only works if everybody puts in their piece. But you can see if the game in question actually should work on a Linux distribution. In this case, you see some pluses, some minuses, a lot of optimal versions, and you see what they're running on as well. But like for example, this one did not have any Steam Deck reviews yet. Last Tinker here is technically unsupported, but platinum in the Linux distributions, so even better than native basically. So it works actually pretty fine. Doesn't mean it doesn't need any stuff, like here for example somebody has some issues with it, but that was 2 years ago, so maybe fixed by now, who knows. But yeah, this is how you can see basically in a better way if your games in your library are supported. So what is a problem though is that still in the store, no mention of this whatsoever. It only works on your own installed or owned games. You now go to another game here, so again the Hard West #2, still just the same old notification, no Proton DB badge. So that was a minus unfortunately, but it is still way better and way more specified than the original ranking system from Steam, which was decent, but this is just a big improvement. I hope you enjoyed this video and helped. See you later.